and welcome to What's Pastors podcast. My name is Robert.
I'm Damian.
I'm Steve.
And I'm James, and on this episode we've got another short audio play for you called The First Day at Work.
And if that's your thing and you're watching on YouTube, why not like, comment and subscribe?
And don't forget, if you're listening to us on any other platform, please hit that follow button.
So, James, why don't you tell the viewers, the listeners, what is this short audio play about?
So this one is another prequel to The Adventures of Willie and Wendy, not following on from, but it's our second one of these prequels that we've done. The previous one was called Mystery Murder, and that came out a couple of episodes ago. And this one's called The First Day at Work, and it's depicts Willie on his first day at work.
Yep. And without further ado, here you go. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
I'm off now, Mother. Mother? I said I'm off now. Oh, don't be like that, Mother. I'll be back at 5:30. Don't forget to use your hemorrhoid cream, will you? Mother? I said don't forget to use your hemorrhoid cream. You know what the doctor said? Look, I've got to go now or I'll be late. You'll be alright on your own. Dickinson's Real Deal's on in a bit. Mother? I said Dickinson's Real Deal's on in a bit. There's always doctors on the other side. And Uncle Terry's coming round in a bit. He always cheers you up, doesn't he, Mother? Okay, well, I'm going now. Else I'll be late. Come on, Mother. You're missing bargain hunt.
Sir, there are two men in black suits patrolling Zone 7B. They're potentially armed and should be considered very dangerous.
Area 7B, Michaels?
Zone 7B, sir.
Ah, yes, Zone 7B. Do excuse me, Michaels. Remind me, where is Zone 7B again?
Next to Zone 7A, sir. You pass through en route to Zone 7C and then after it's Zone
7D, yes, I understand. And where is that in layman's terms, Michaels?
Zone 7D, sir.
No, Zone 7B, where the two men are.
Ah, they pass through to Zone 7F now, sir.
Oh, for goodness sake, man, where on earth is Zone 7F?
The Chinchilla Hutch, sir.
Then why didn't you just say that in the first place?
Because they weren't by the Chinchilla Hutch then, sir.
Yes, all right.
They're by the gerbil den at this particular moment, sir.
Yes, all right, all right. The point is, who are they and what do we do about them?
It seems likely that they are two of Sulfatara's men, or possibly Empedocles.
Yes, right the first time, I think, Michaels. I've had Pooley on Sulfatara's trail again for several months. We think he's linked to that new trafficking operation in Antwerp, and his men must have tracked us. Okay, here's the crucial thing. Don't engage them in any way if you can possibly help it. Chances are they're just here as a show of power. They're trying to scare us off the scent. Observe them with the CCTV and have armed staff placed in strategic positions around the premises in case anything happens. Got that?
Yes, sir.
Good man. Get behind the door. Come in.
Mr. Bathurst?
Fitzwell, isn't it?
Willie, sir. Willie Fitzwell. I'm really sorry I'm late, Mr. Bathurst. But Mother is a bit emotional, you see. She isn't really used to being on her own, on account of my never having a proper job before.
That's quite all right, Willie. You're here now.
I think I'm only a few minutes late, sir.
Yes, that's quite all right. Michaels?
Fitzwell, sir.
Nice to meet you, Fitzwell. I'm Michaels, Head of Animal Wellbeing.
Oh, I see. Pleasure to meet you, sir. But I thought you were Deputy Head of Animal Welfare. Does that mean that Rufus Hampton's left?
No, Hampton's now Head of Acquisitions.
Hampton? Head of Acquisitions? What about Hubert Atkins?
Ah, Atkins is now Deputy Events Coordinator.
So has Sarkozy moved up to chief events coordinator then? What about Williamson?
Williamson took a voluntary redundancy, shall we say.
Oh, that's a shame. Because he was here for years, wasn't he? He started as a cleaner and then worked his way up to deputy lead hygiene inspector, then lead hygiene inspector, then he was gift shop manager for 3 years, then he moved into the marketing department under Jennings and Moran. Then he was head bunny wrangler for a spell during the summer of 2013, before returning to...
Yes, much as I'm touched by your comprehensive knowledge of our corporate structure, Mr. Fitzwell, I'm afraid we're in the middle of a minor crisis that requires our fullest attention.
A crisis, Mr. Bathurst?
Yes, I'm afraid so, Mr. Fitzwell.
Oh, is it anything I can help with? I've been reading Hunter's seminal Hop to It, A Guide to Training Your Pet Rabbit, and I've picked up a few useful tricks.
No, thank you, Mr. Fitzwell. Actually, if you could just wait outside for a moment.
Yes, sir.
Put him somewhere out of the way, will you, Michaels?
I'll give him to Pooley, sir. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Good thinking. Just give him some cleaning to do or something. Tell him that it's standard practice to double lock the doors in case any visitors get in.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Michaels?
Yes, sir.
Keep the gun out of sight, will you? We don't want to frighten the punters.
Oh, yes, sir.
So all you need to do is scoop and toss, like so.
Got it.
Do you want to have a go?
Yes, please.
Well, I've never seen anyone so enthusiastic about shoveling before.
I want to make a good impression, Mr. Pooley. Bathurst Bunny Shelter's been like a second home to me for as long as I can remember.
Really? That's nice.
And now I'm working here.
Yeah, look at you go.
It's so strange being on the other side of the glass. I don't know how many times I've looked into this cage. It seems so much bigger on the inside.
Well, you might remember it used to be the gerbil cage, but then we acquired 2 more capybaras, so we swapped them round.
How could I forget? It was one of the biggest shake-ups since the koala bear embargo of 97.
Ah, yes. The koala embargo. That was a bit before my time.
5 years to be exact. You were head of education and outreach when they swapped the gerbils with the capybaras.
Blimey. You seem to know an awful lot about the people who work here.
Yeah, I care as much about the staff here as I do the animals. They're like a second family to me, you see.
Oh, how fitting. A second family for your second home.
It really is a dream come true working here, Mr. Pooley.
Please, Willie. Call me Dennis.
Wow! I will if you say it's all right.
Of course. Only if I could give you a bit of advice.
Of course. I'd love to hear your pearls of wisdom.
Try to keep your head down, at least to start with. It's touching that you care so much about this place and the people who work here. But some of the staff might find it a bit, well, off-putting that you know so much about their lives. If you catch my meaning.
Of course, Mr. Pooley. I'm sorry if I've been rude at all. I don't mean to be, but Mother sometimes says...
Oh, that's quite alright, Willie. You haven't been rude. And you're doing a sterling job with that done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Pooley, sir.
So, Willie, what else are you into, besides the petting zoo?
Well, I love going to the library.
Yeah? Well, what kind of books do you like to read?
Anything really. Adventure, science fiction, regular fiction, non-fiction, the dictionary, the thesaurus, whatever they've got, really.
Oh, wow. And what are you reading at the moment?
A book about Wales.
Wales the country or Wales the animal?
Wales the animal. But I did once read a book about Wales the country. Did you know there are parts of North Wales where... What was that?
Oh, don't worry. It was probably just someone using the tranquilizer gun.
Oh no! Was one of the animals hurt?
It's okay. Sometimes some of the rabbits get a little aggressive and we need to put them to sleep for a bit. That's all it'll be. Nothing to worry about.
Why are those people screaming and running away?
Oh, don't worry about that. It'll just be a routine safety drill of some kind.
A safety drill? On a Monday? But safety drills are on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Be very quiet.
Pooley?
Stay here, Willie. I'll be back in a minute.
What's wrong, sir?
Nothing to worry about. Just a problem with the central heating, most likely.
Pooley, hurry up.
Isn't that a problem for Grant and the boys at the maintenance department?
One of Solfatara's men pulled a gun on Sarkozy. Luckily, Sarkozy got him first. But now we've got dead agents on our hands and a potential PR disaster if the press finds out.
Sarkozy? Did you say Sarkozy? What happened? Is he okay?
It's okay, Willie. Don't worry. This is just routine management issues.
I see. Shall I just carry on with the dong then, sir?
Yes, you do that, Willie. That's a good chat.
I'm gonna hunt down the other fella. I'll try and take him alive if I can.
Okay, I'll try to stop people from calling the emergency services.
Oh, too late for that, Pooley. I want you to find the other guy.
Why me, sir?
Because you've killed before. Michael's with me. We've got a body to dispose of before the fuzz arrive.
Yes, sir.
Ah, how's your first day going, Fitzwell? I see you're getting mucked in. But do excuse the commotion. It's just we're having some minor issues with the chinchillas. Come on, Michaels, let's go.
Lock the door behind me, Willie. I'll see you in a bit. Keep up the good work.
Wow, this is so exciting! I can't believe I'm looking out the capybara cage all by myself!
Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that play.
Yes, hopefully. Hope they did.
So, Steve, that was your first recording of the character of Willie
Yes,
properly.
it was.
So, I think you've got the voice down to a T now. I like the voice, I must say.
Thank you.
Yeah, is it difficult? Does it strain your voice, or is it reasonably comfortable?
It's reasonably comfortable, yeah. Just a bit higher than I usually talk.
It was the voice I had in my head.
Oh, was it?
You know.
Why is that voice in
Yeah,
your
I have
head?
many voices in my head, and one of them's you doing that character.
So, can you tell us what was the inspiration for this then, James?
Yeah, well, I quite enjoyed writing the previous one, which was Mystery Murder. That was quite fun. This one's very different in terms of the tone and everything. I quite like the idea of like maybe doing a few of these and focusing on different lead characters. So Mystery Murder focused on Rob's character from the first series, which is Bruno Dallas.
Yeah.
This one obviously focuses on Willie, and we might do, a couple more, one focusing on a Damian character, one focusing on maybe on Bathurst, my character. So they're quite nice. They're kind of basically designed to tie into different episodes of the series as well.
Yeah.
So this one ties into episode 1.
Yeah.
Mystery Murder ties into episode 4. So yeah, it's quite nice just writing these little short 10-minute pieces, really.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many of these have you got in mind to do? Like, how many previews do you think it's suitable to do before there's like too many?
Yeah, that's a good question. It might be nice to try and do one for each episode, maybe. So there's 6 episodes in the series, so maybe one per episode eventually.
So yeah, my question was, you said this Willie Wendy audio play that we're doing is currently only season 1 or a series 1, whichever one you prefer. But are you hoping that it'll get picked up for series 2, or are you just sort of focusing on series 1 at the moment and see what happens?
Well, I'm hoping the BBC's going to pick it up for TV, but
Yes.
Yeah.
With the original cast still in it, yeah?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I'll have to have like Gary Oldman makeup in that where he plays Churchill.
I was going to say, I think if the makeup company that puts the makeup on Gary Oldman, if they were brought into it, they could make Gary Oldman look exactly like Stephen.
No, Gary Oldman will play Stephen in the the dramatization of the making of the series in 10 years' time.
So if that's the case, then who would play you, James and Rob? You, Damian and Rob, I mean.
Well, Brad Pitt will play me, obviously.
Yeah, cool.
No.
More like Armpit or Slurry Pit.
I was going to say, no, Piers Morgan could play James.
Yeah, that's perfect.
He's not even an actor.
Exactly. What's that say about you, James?
Oh, I walked right into that one, yeah.
No, obviously I'm kidding. Or am I?
I do have, I will admit, 4 series.
Oh, wow.
Whether they'll ever get made or written is another question. But I kept having ideas for episodes, so they're in a big Word document.
Yeah.
Hence why I mentioned earlier that I was saving something for series 3. But well, it might take 15 years to make, so you never know. Stephen might be a bit old for it, but
Hey.
It's safe to say then that you got carried away doing all of this.
a little bit.
Yeah. It's good though, definitely great energy. So
It is, yeah.
Well, by the time we finish this, I won't have to put on an old man voice anymore. I'll probably be an old man by the time we finish it. So.
Well, you don't want to rush.
Hang on a minute. In 15 years, it'll be what? My age? You cheeky.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to take probably quite a long time to do the first series. By the end of which we might be sick of it and want to do something else. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And it like you don't want to rush through these kind of things because you don't want it to be like the end result. You don't want it to be like rubbish and for people not to like it. So it's best to take your time and plan things out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's good as well to like not to keep coming out with another series after each other all the time. I think you need to, with any TV show or audio play or whatever, I think it's always good to end it on a high, like when everyone is really keen on it and everyone likes it, because there's a lot of TV shows, etc., out there that, like The Walking Dead, for example, where it like everyone used to like it at the beginning and now it's just gone on for too long and it's just sort of lost that momentum and people have started not to care about it. So I think if you end it on a high note, that would be good.
Yeah, I agree. I think the best sort of sitcoms are the ones that are. Actually, it seems like a lot of comedy shows, like sketch shows or sitcoms, 4 series is the kind of rule. Monty Python was 4 series.
Yeah.
Blackadder was 4 series. Or fewer. Fawlty Towers 2 series.
So going back to a previous episode, then, do we think that Ghosts will be 4 series then?
Oh, that's a question.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows? I think it's good to not over-egg things, and I also I kind of like the idea of I want to take these characters to I want them to kind of develop and not just stay the same. So a show like The Simpsons, for instance, is based on the idea that the characters don't change at all. They're completely static for the entire thing, so they can just keep on going. And I quite like the idea of just having the characters actually reaching a natural endpoint beyond which you can't keep going. So
yeah, you could always end it in like a big finale episode, whether that's like I mean I don't know how long these individual episodes are, but I don't know, say if you're thinking 15 minutes or something, you could do a finale episode where it's like an hour long and and end it that way, or make it into, a short film special thing. The ideas that you can do is endless on how you want to, end it. I think you should end it on a high note and in a big way.
How we should end it really is a big Death Star exploding in space, and then like a kind of like a little jet just flying towards the camera. That's how we should end it.
Yeah. I mean, it's audio, but
yeah, but you can put that into
it'd be nice to do a live one rather than just an audio one, though. Like a stage
it would be nice
play
to do
or
a
something.
stage.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that. Which one will work best on stage? I'm not sure, but that'll be nice. Yeah. So Rob, you're playing a different character in this one. You're playing a character called Dennis Pooley, who's one of the bunny shelter employees, and I asked you to do a sort of older voice to try and distinguish it from your character in the previous one.
Yeah.
How did you find this one?
Well, I had to, take a little bit of time to think about what I was going to do, because I don't know, I personally find it hard to try to play two different people in the same thing. So yeah, I had to take a little bit of time to practice it, and I just hope it came across as if it was two different people.
Well, I think it was. I think what I realized, because originally I said, maybe you could do like an accent, and then I kind of realized actually the more important thing is that the portrayal is different. So not just the voice, but the fact that he
true.
sounds different in his delivery. He's kind of warmer, more kind kind of character.
Yeah.
So I think that comes across.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so too.
Okay. Good. I'm glad about that, because that's the one thing that I was like worried about, if I couldn't, if people couldn't
distinguish.
Imagine the characters being like two different people, if that makes sense.
Couldn't distinguish which one's which, kind of.
Yeah, that's it. That's the words I was looking for. Yeah, thanks.
I'm not the one for words normally. What happened to me?
You're just looking these words up on your laptop, aren't you?
Did you go and read the dictionary or a thesaurus?
Well, no, that's your favourite thing within this script, Steve. Remember?
You just had a few favourite words that James written for you that you enjoyed, didn't you?
That's why I got the script right at now, and I'll talk about it after Rob's finished what he's saying.
So anyway, I hope that comes across, and you guys said it did, so I'm glad about that. But yeah, I do enjoy doing that kind of thing. Like, it gives me a little bit of a challenge to play different people and try to do different voices, etc.
Yeah.
And that's what acting is all about.
And Damian, you're playing a character called Michaels, who's another one of the employees, and he will probably be a sort of small recurring character in different stories. So
Darn.
I'll make the words a bit easier for you in future.
Yeah, you better, because I was struggling a lot throughout this whole script, James.
It does seem like your character, Jesse's sort of right-hand man sort of thing, Michael's.
Yeah, that's the idea, yeah.
James's right-hand man. Or left-hand, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
Right hand, obviously, looking at that.
That's what he's on about.
Really? That's what I'm on about, is it?
But just really quickly, though, just remind us what those words were, please.
So the characters that are referenced by Damian's character Michaels is Solfatara and Empedocles, and they're but basically, the backstory to that is that in the future, I'm planning to have a character also played by Stephen, who's an Italian villain character, which will be Solfatara. And it's basically the names come from but like Stephen played a similar character in a panto we did a few years ago, Pinocchio,
yes.
where he played a character called Stromboli.
Yep.
And Stromboli is a volcano in Italy, and so I thought I'll name the other characters after other volcanoes in Italy. So those are two ones that I chose.
Oh, I didn't know it was a volcano.
So yeah, Stephen said he's kind of the Bathurst sort of right hand man, and he appears in episode 1 of the series briefly, but he'll probably appear more in future episodes.
Cool.
As a kind of small part.
And what James is saying now about the characters, we're actually learning this for the first time as you hear this. So this is new, as much as news to us as it is news to you guys.
Well, I mean, it's not news to me because I know my character's in it because it's called the Willie Wendy.
Well,
Adventures. Or the Adventures of Willie Wendy.
I thought it was Willy Wonka and Wendy. Willy Wonka and Wendy Darling.
It's an amalgamation, isn't it?
No, there we go. And we had script read through for episode 1 a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? And
we did.
Yeah,
went reasonably well. So probably going to do another 1 or 2 of those and get recording, and hopefully it won't take too long to edit.
James, can you tell us a bit about your character then that you're playing right now in this script?
Yes. Yeah. So my character is Jesse Bathurst. He's again a recurring character. He's the boss of the bunny shelter, and he basically employs Willie in episode 1 to be a private detective, and obviously we see in this little short episode that it's not just a bunny shelter, there's something more sinister going on, but Willie is kind of oblivious to this and will remain presumably oblivious to this until the episode until episode 1. So my character's probably one that will probably crop up in each episode, but sort of in a small role maybe at the start, but will probably develop slowly as the thing goes on. That's the idea. And
Fair enough.
He's an older man, so I have to try and again sort of do a voice to make it sound different, make myself sound older, which is a bit tricky, but yeah,
just smoke like 20 packets of cigarettes a day, you'll get there.
Or just use one of those Snapchat voice filter things that make you sound older. Just do that.
I'll do that. That would reduce the health issues.
Yeah.
Should be good if you could, you could buy a plug-in that that did that.
You and your plugs, James.
Shameful plugs.
Buy your plug-in.
Now, a plug-in, Steve, is a thing like an add-on towards the software you're using.
Yes, I know what a plug-in is, Damian.
Well, I have to teach you boomers every so often.
Yeah, like I got the plug-in that takes the reverb out of your voices. So, given that Damian's flat is really reverby. Well, now it's time for this week's quiz, and I believe Stephen is reading the questions. So
I am indeed.
Take it away.
Make it easier for me, Steve, so I can.
It's a sort of a literature sort of quiz, but literature stroke, films, TVs, things that are based on literature, plays and things that have been based on literature. So, the first question is, which 2 cities provide the setting for Charles Dickens's A Tale of Two Cities? Okay. Ready for question 2?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the names of the 3 darling children in J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan?
Oh.
I'll give you a clue. Damian mentioned the name of one of those characters about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yes.
That doesn't help.
Oh, I did.
What is the first name of Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter books and films?
Ooh, first name.
Here's a little hint. It's not Professor.
That's Dr. Professor McGonagall to you.
OBE.
Okay, so question 4. I'm going to name 3 characters from a Shakespeare play.
Ooh.
I want you to say which play they are from.
Okay.
So,
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm going to lose this.
we'll go for Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia.
I thought you were going to say Antonio, because that could be literally any of them.
And the 5th one, Horatio, Ophelia, and Gertrude. Which Shakespeare play are they from?
Do we get a point for each, for each city or for each character?
Yeah, you get a point for each character name in the Peter Pan one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll give you a point for each city as well in the first one.
So it's out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so which 2 cities provide the setting for Charles Dickens's A Tale of Two Cities? What have we got? James?
I said London and Paris.
Yes.
Rob?
Yeah, the same. Yes. Got something right.
I said London, but I couldn't think of a second one, so I put Hill.
Damian has 1 point. James and Rob have 2 points.
Yes. Nice one.
I got something right.
Question 2. What are the names of the 3 Darling children in J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan? Damian?
I'm already giving myself full marks for this because I know it's correct.
Go on then. What are your answers, Damian?
John, Michael, and Wendy.
Correct. 3 points there.
Yeah.
And Rob, is that what you had as well?
No.
What did you put down, Rob?
I couldn't think of any names.
You couldn't make any up.
I know it's loads of names out there.
We had this in a previous quiz. The question was, what does JM stand for in JM Barrie? And I guessed John and Michael. I guessed that it was named after the characters, but it was something completely different.
Question 3. What is the first name of Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter books?
Minerva.
Correct, it is Minerva. Question 4 was the Shakespeare one, naming 3 characters and tell me which one they come from. So
I just
the
put
first one I
random
said
plays down.
was Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia. Which Shakespeare play are they from?
King Lear.
Correct.
Wow. Okay. Maybe
And then
one of the plays that put down answer 5.
Then question 5. Which Shakespeare play are these 3 from? Horatio, Ophelia, and Gertrude. James?
Hamlet.
Correct. Well, there we go. Quiz over. How much did we all
Thanks
get?
for that, Steve. I got a fat 8.
Oh, well done.
You got 8.
Mm.
Wow.
How much did you get, Rob?
Yeah, Rob, how much did you get?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yeah.
The record!
How much did you get, Damian?
Well, Rob, looks like you're today's big loser because I got 5.
Well done. That's just the first 2 questions. Well, it wasn't the first 2 because you got 1 wrong.
At least,
the first one, didn't you?
At least I got some points this time. So,
You did,
I'm
well done,
getting
yeah.
there. So,
Yeah.
At some point in the future, hopefully the near future, I will be, I will win.
Yes.
Yeah, you keep saying that to yourself.
There we go.
The real big
over.
loser was the friends we made along the way.
Bing bong.
Alright, so as you guys know, that signals the end of the episode. We hope that you enjoyed this, the audio play, and enjoyed the quiz. Always feel free to comment down below your scores on the quiz or just any general feedback that you have, whether that's positive or negative. It's always grateful and always helps us to improve on these episodes. But please remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and I just mentioned comment, but yeah, I'll mention it again. But if you're listening on any of the platform, then you will need to hit that follow button. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for that, Robert. This podcast is definitely available from wherever you get your podcast needs. Why not check us out on iTunes?
And don't forget to check out the links in the description below for our other channels and websites. And on that note, it's goodbye from me.
It's Toodly Pipperino from me.
Wow. I'm just going to say goodbye because... yeah.
You can't outclass me.
No. So, bye-bye for now.
And to play us out, here's some music. Bye.